It is flu and cold season, you all, and that means it is time to make some fire cider. Hey you all, it is flu season and cold season here in Texas, just like it is in many places, and so it's time for me to make up a couple of batches of fire cider, and that's what I'm going to be showing you how I do here in this video. Now, I've been familiar with fire cider for years. I used to just go buy it. Last year, thanks to a very dear friend of mine, she helped me to learn how to make my own, and so I want to share that with you today. Now, I know a lot of you are not familiar with fire cider, and some of you are. So if you are new here, welcome. My name is Dream. And if you are returning, I am so glad to see you again. Now, these recipes vary in variation from person to person. You're just gonna have to, this is mine. This is actually my friend's recipe, and I've added a couple of things to it. But everybody has their own recipe, but the foundation of it is the same. Now, this remedy has actually been around for centuries. Now, it is the honey and the vinegar part of the remedy that has been around for centuries, as far back as the Persians and the Romans and the Greeks, and it's considered an oxymil kind of remedy, medication, or healing compound. But it was in the 1970s by a well-known herbalist named Rosemary Gladstar who actually developed this recipe, and what we know is our modern day base or foundation for this recipe now. So now that we've gone all over the logistics, let's talk about the ingredients. Here are the ingredients measured out. 1/4 cup of elderberries, 2 tablespoons of peppercorns, 3 cinnamon sticks, 1/4 cup of oregano, 1 complete whole head of garlic, a cup of ginger, a cup of horseradish, 2 large jalapenos. I was hoping for a cup, but I didn't have enough turmeric, so it's just like 3/4 cup of turmeric, 2 lemons, 2 oranges, 1 whole onion, and then I have sprigs of rosemary and thyme, and of course my bottle of apple cider and my jar. So I'm just going to put the recipe down in the description for you, and then that way you'll have it and you don't have to go to some link somewhere that is just a pain in the butt. All right, so I have my recipe right here. Now we're going to do what is like a layering type thing, so I'm going to layer my ingredients. I'm going to start with, of course, the larger ingredients at the bottom, and then we'll move up to the smaller ingredients. So citrus, lemons, oranges, they're all high in antioxidants and immune boosting. So this is oranges. Then we're going to put some lemons in. Push it down. Oh, let's not get my hand stuck. Push it down. Okay, and then onions. They're antimicrobials and immune modulating. Now you're supposed to use red onion, but I don't have red onion. So I'm going to use a white onion. I'm not sure if there's a difference in the two because it doesn't specify that there's anything different. So we have turmeric. Turmeric, of course, is for anti-inflammatories. We have ginger, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and digestive stimulant. Oh, also in the past, a few of my friends who had high blood pressure ate ginger. I don't know, it was their solution to taking pills. Horseradish, antimicrobial, immune modulating, and decongestant. Of course, peppers, jalapenos, I think they're going to run around the line the same. The recipe actually called for cayenne, but I'm using jalapenos. The recipe calls for cayenne, but I am going to use jalapenos. So they are circulatory, stimulant, and decongestant. And if you've ever made hot sauce, I can tell you for 100%, this works as a decongestant. If you ever stuffed up, boil you some jalapenos on the counter and breathe it in, and you won't be. You won't be. So so I had to switch gears. Okay, cinnamon. I have 3 cinnamon sticks. Now, you can use as much or as little as you want. I'm just choosing because my cinnamon sticks, you know, kind of medium in size. Anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral properties. That's cinnamon. Okay, oregano. You hadn't heard about the craze about oregano. This is like supposed to be the super powered herb for antibiotic for when you get sick. So we're gonna put, I don't have fresh oregano. If I had a fresh oregano, I would put a good handful sprig, but I don't, so I'm going to use 1/4 cup of dried. Then we have garlic. Antimicrobial and immune modulating. Push that down. There we go. Then I have 1/4 cup of peppercorns. Peppercorns are exactly the same as the hot peppers. I just wanted to add it a little extra something, and those are circulatory system and decongestion. And then of course the powerhouses, that's what I'm calling it, and that is elderberry. If you've never used elderberry, a cup of elderberry has 58% of your daily dosage of vitamin C. And as you know, vitamin C is a great source for boosting your immune systems. So I've only got 1/4 cup because I want to save the rest of what I got for a different video, but we're going to use 1/4 cup of elderberry. And now that we have our first layer, so let's get our few sprigs of rosemary and thyme, which are both antimicrobial, and then rosemary is also a circulatory stimulant. So we're just going to shove those in there. We got it all done. It's all in the jar. It's gonna sit in a nice dark place for about 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, you're gonna bring it out and you're gonna strain it. Get yourself one of these wire mesh strainers. You get them at Dollar Tree for $1.25. Use your cheesecloth or some kind of clean towel inside of here, and then drain all of your, drain through this, and that leaves that cloth in there. And then once you're done, pick up that cloth and just kind of wring and strain the rest of those good nutrients and ingredients, down into the jar. And then once you've got that done, this size of jar, I probably wouldn't recommend more than 1/2 cup. But if you like it a little sweeter, you like that hot and spice, that sweet and spicy taste, go ahead and add yourself a cup, 1/2 cup to a cup of raw unrefined honey. And as you know, it's going to be cold, so it's going to be hard to get it to mix in there. So put it on the stove, bring it to like a very low simmer where it's just warm, put the honey in there, then stir it up, and that helps the honey to melt and kind of mix into your cider, and makes it easier to, makes it easier to mix in there. And then once you have it mixed, if you are new to fire cider, take 1 tablespoon a day to help boost your immunities and your antibiotics in your own body. And then if you feel yourself getting sick, or you start feeling the sniffles, or you feel a little congestion, go ahead and start taking a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons a day. One of the things I want to say to those of you who have children who might have strep throat, or you have a really bad sore throat, please do not give this to your children. This has jalapenos in it, and it will burn. It will burn so terribly bad. So give them something like elderberry syrup. Make yourself some elderberry syrup. That'll be in a future video on the members section. It won't be on my regular part of the channel, but it will be in the members section at another date. Or you can go and find you some. Go to a farmer's market. You'll usually find people who are there who are selling elderberry syrup and fire cider. If you're not willing to make it, you can buy it as well. So if you are new and you like this video and you found some value in it, please give us a like and a thumbs up. It helps our channel to grow, and you might consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this, canning videos, gardening videos, And very soon I'm going to be decorating the house for Christmas and Yule. I celebrate Yule. My husband celebrates Christmas. We are from two different cultures, so it's a little bit different, but I will be doing that. And until I see you in the next video, you all take care of yourselves. You keep your heads up, and more importantly, no matter how you do it, you keep growing. Bye-bye, y'all.